Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking into a story that, well, it really makes you question appearances.
It absolutely does.
We're talking about a case where everything looked perfect on the surface, but underneath, something truly dark was happening.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to unpack the Suzane von Richthofen case today. It's a story that shook Brazil.
Deeply.
And it forces us to look at how privilege, maybe entitlement, can intersect with just unbelievable violence.
Yeah.
Our goal here is to get past the headlines, understand the currents beneath this tragedy. We're going back to Sao Paulo, Brazil. The year is 2002.
And it's such a stark contrast, isn't it? This image of, well, perfection.
Exactly.
And then what was really going on, hidden away. It forces you to question assumptions about people, regardless of their background.
You're absolutely right. The von Richthofen family, by all accounts, they seem to have everything.
Right.
Suzanne's father, he was a successful German engineer. Her mother, Brazilian with Lebanese roots, a respected psychiatrist.
Intelligent, successful people.
Absolutely. They built this life of, well, real comfort. We're talking about family wealth, estimated around $5.5 million.
Which is significant.
And they lived in this beautiful home, gated community in Sao Paulo, secure, upscale. But the financial security for the kids, that went even further, didn't it?
It really did. What's quite striking is that her father had already set up 2 anonymous Swiss bank accounts for her.
For Suzane.
For Suzane, holding at least 10 million euros, ready for her when she turned 18 in 2001.
10 million euros for an 18-year-old.
It's almost unimaginable. It paints this picture of extreme privilege. Needs weren't just met, they were secured decades ahead. You do have to wonder, does that level of financial insulation at that age, does it shape your view of responsibility or consequences?
Yeah, it's a huge question. It's hard to fathom growing up like that. And Suzane herself, she seemed to fit that mold. Smart girl, went to a good German high school, then studying law at a Catholic university. People saw her as happy, maybe a little shy.
And close to her family?
Very close, apparently. Good relationship with her parents, her younger brother, Andreas. She was seen as pretty, blonde, cute. Just, a nice young woman.
The image was pristine.
Overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
Which, of course, makes what happened next even harder to grasp.
That disconnect is just profound. How easily we can be misled by the surface, especially with that kind of background.
It really is. But even in this perfect-seeming world, cracks were starting to show. It began, like it often does, with a relationship, a choice that would set things in motion in a terrifying way.
Right.
Summer of 1999, Suzane meets Daniel Carvinhos. They were practicing Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
And things moved quickly.
Very quickly. Teenage romance.
Yeah.
And at first, her parents actually seemed okay with Daniel. Thought he was polite, suitable.
But that didn't last long.
No, they got worried. Fast. About his lifestyle.
What specifically?
Well, reports say he smoked weed constantly, didn't have a job, wasn't in school. They saw him as a bad influence.
Not someone they wanted for their daughter.
Exactly. They started pressuring Suzane to break it off. Believed he'd drag her down, basically.
And Suzane's reaction?
Well, she didn't break up with him. She rebelled hard.
How so?
Get this. Her parents go away on vacation for a whole month.
A month? Wow.
Yeah. And while they're gone, she moves Daniel right into the family home.
Oh, wow. That's bold.
And then, when they get back, she asks them to buy her an apartment so she and Daniel can live together.
How does that go over?
Her father shut it down immediately. Said, you want to move out, get a job, make your own money.
Understandable.
Suzane was not happy, kept seeing Daniel. The tension with her parents just ramped up. Then came the final straw, the ultimatum.
Which was?
Break up with Daniel or we cut off your allowance.
The money.
Yep. She was still getting financial support, and they figured that was their leverage.
That threat, for someone always provided for, it might feel like, well, a huge injustice, like a fundamental right being taken away.
It certainly seemed to push things towards a breaking point, because what came next involved a truly chilling level of planning.
This is where it gets really dark.
Yes. Leading up to October 31st, 2002, Halloween night, Suzane took some very deliberate steps.
Wait.
She deactivated the home security cameras, turned off the alarm system completely.
No surveillance, no warnings.
None. That same evening, she meets up with Daniel, he was 21 by then, and his older brother, Christian, who was 26.
The Carvinhos brothers.
Right. They all drive back to the von Richthofen house. Suzane opens the gates for them. Daniel and Christian pull into the garage, put their jacket hoods up, and go inside.
And Suzane.
She goes upstairs first, checks her parents are asleep, comes back down, tells the brothers they're sleeping, then she waits.
Waits where?
On the couch downstairs. While Daniel and Christian go up to her parents' bedroom.
The disabling of the security. That points to such cold calculation. Not impulse. This was planned.
Meticulously planned.
Yeah.
And the act itself,
Yeah.
it was brutal.
What happened upstairs?
Daniel and Christian went in armed with iron bars. They started beating Suzane's sleeping parents. Savagely. But they didn't die immediately. They were alive, screaming, fighting back. Daniel apparently panicked, ran to the bathroom, got wet towels.
To silence them.
Tried to cover their faces, strangled them. Still wasn't working. So then Daniel goes downstairs, gets a jug of water.
Lord.
Tries to drown them with it. That's what finally killed her father.
And her mother.
Still alive, clinging to life. So Daniel and Christian, they took a plastic bag, tied it around her head, and suffocated her.
A slow, agonizing death.
Very slow, very painful. And all this time, Suzane is supposedly just downstairs waiting.
It's the sheer determination to kill, resorting to multiple methods. It's hard to even comprehend that level of callousness.
And after her mother was finally dead, the three of them tried to stage a robbery.
Make it look like a break-in.
Yeah, but they were incredibly clumsy about it, almost laughably bad if it wasn't so horrific. They scattered papers, but it looked too neat, too. Perfect.
Obviously staged.
Totally. They shuffled things around. They did take a lot of money, apparently, a ton of money. Yeah. But they left things behind, too. A cell phone, maybe even a gun, according to some reports. It just screamed cover-up.
It's that strange paradox again. So much planning for the murder itself.
Right.
But the cover-up was surprisingly inept. Shows a chilling focus on the violence, less on the escape.
Exactly. Their next move was trying to build alibis. Checked into a hotel.
Right.
Christian even went to a fast food place just to get a receipt with a timestamp.
Trying to prove they were elsewhere.
Right. After a while, Suzane leaves the hotel, goes to pick up Andreas, her brother, from a cyber cafe.
He was playing games?
Yeah, playing video games with friends, oblivious. They go home together, and that's when Suzane discovers the bodies with him.
And they call the police?
They call the police. But the cops arrive, and they're immediately suspicious. This scene just feels wrong. Alarm system off. The break-in looks fake. It points to someone inside, someone familiar.
And their focus turned to Suzane.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
What apparently really sealed it for the investigators was her behavior the very next day.
What did she do?
She hosted a birthday party with friends and Daniel, swimming in the pool, less than 24 hours after finding her parents murdered.
That's incredibly jarring behavior, so far from expected grief.
To the police, it screamed guilt. And then Christian made a huge mistake.
The motorcycle.
Exactly. Just days after the murders, he buys a brand new motorcycle, pays in cash.
Which, given his background...
Right. He wasn't wealthy, didn't have a steady job. Where did that money come from? It was a direct link. Police arrested him quickly.
And Suzane.
It wasn't long after Christian's arrest. Under questioning, she broke, confessed her part in killing her parents. And the case just exploded. Massive media frenzy in Brazil.
I can imagine.
You had this stark visual contrast, right? Daniel and Christian, the media often portrayed them as sort of criminal looking.
Right.
And then there's Suzane, pretty, blonde, intelligent girl from this rich family. Initially, public sympathy was actually with her.
People couldn't believe she was involved.
Couldn't fathom it. Educated, spoke multiple languages.
Yeah.
It just didn't fit the image of a killer.
It's a fascinating look at bias, isn't it? How appearance and background shape our initial judgments. That cognitive dissonance.
It really is. But then came the moment that changed everything, the TV interview.
Ah, yes. The coaching incident.
Coaching incident. Suzane's on TV, trying to play the grieving victim, but the camera catches her lawyer leaning in, whispering.
You're telling her to cry.
Telling her to cry and cry loud and cry hard so people would believe her. That footage aired.
And public opinion just flipped.
Instantly. The consensus became, okay, she did it. Exposed the manipulation. Sealed her fate in the public eye.
So fast forward 4 years, July 2006, the trial begins.
Suzane, Daniel, Christian, all facing first-degree murder charges. And the courtroom, it became a blame game. Suzane's defense. It was Daniel and Christian's idea. She claimed Daniel directed everything, that she looked up to him like a god, was obsessed, just went along.
And the brothers.
Pointed right back at Suzane. Said it was her idea from the start. Their motivation. Money.
The inheritance.
The inheritance. That became crystal clear in court. Suzane stood to inherit about $17 million.
Wow.
And the plan, apparently, was for her to use that money to drop out of school, live this awesome life with Daniel, no work required.
That was the dream she killed for.
That was the motive laid bare.
Yeah.
And Suzane's demeanor in court didn't help her.
How does she act?
Reports say she showed very little emotion, sometimes even laughed during questioning, stark contrast to the brothers, who apparently cried a lot.
Not a picture of remorse.
Not at all. And then she made these desperate attempts to discredit her parents, falsely accused her father of sexual abuse, claimed they were alcoholics.
Desperate measures.
Utterly desperate. But her brother, Andreas, testified against those claims. And the autopsy proved no alcohol in their systems. Her lies just crumbled.
It just painted her as even more manipulative.
The prosecution certainly saw her that way. They painted her as the cold, calculating mastermind, aimed for a 50-year sentence.
And the verdict?
Came down July 22nd, 2006. Suzane got 40 years. Daniel and Christu each got 38 years.
So long sentences. Justice served, legally speaking.
Legally, yes. But the story doesn't quite end there. In 2009, she appealed for house arrest. Denied.
Unsurprisingly.
Then in 2011, her brother Andreas took action.
Regarding the inheritance.
Yes. He successfully sued her for the entire amount, stripped her of the fortune she killed for, essentially, even though Brazilian law might have let her keep some.
A significant victory for him, cutting off that motive completely after the fact.
Definitely. And there's one more peculiar aspect of Brazilian law that affects her sentence.
The holiday releases.
The holiday releases. Prisoners with good behavior can get temporary leave, up to 7 days sometimes, for holidays like Mother's Day, Christmas.
And Suzane has been granted these?
Yes. Despite the crime, she's had temporary releases. It sparks huge debate in Brazil every time, as you can imagine.
I can see why. It's that tension between rehabilitation goals and the sheer horror of the crime, especially for the surviving family.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. So this deep dive into Suzane von Richthofen, it really leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
It does.
Does extreme privilege somehow blind people to consequences, create this monstrous entitlement? Or does it just, enable darkness that was already there? What do you think?
A chilling question indeed.
Thank you for joining us on the deep dive today. We hope this look into a truly disturbing case has offered some, food for thought.